now that you have seen how we're integrating sensors to the camera, let's take that one more step. Let's add intelligence and facial recognition to that. So what I have set up is I'll pull up the application where the camera that has the facial recognition. If I could just borrow a volunteer, Jeannie, if you don't mind. What we're going to do, just to illustrate how we marry everything together, is if we walk over here, the first thing that we have set up is I have perimeter beams that are connected directly to the camera that runs facial recognition, which is up here.
Okay.
And it is connected to a door lock. So what happens is when it recognizes a face, an authorized face, it will automatically unlock the lock, which you'll hear a beep. So if we want to stand here and then just look at the camera, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to breach the beam.
Okay.
And that will trigger the camera to run the facial recognition.
Richmond Ang authorized and one unknown person detected.
So, as you can see here, what it's shown.
And it has it. It says female. Oh, it even says I'm happy.
Exactly. So it authorized myself because it was in, I'm in the database. Jeannie, you're not in the database, so it noticed that there was an unknown person. And what it also is giving is the technology is able to detect certain things such as gender, estimated emotion, and even age range. So in cases where you would want to record things like demographics for retail or those types of situations, then now you have that data that you'll be able to aggregate. But you notice I wanted to again point out to the fact that the door lock opens. It's all about marrying everything together, but having something where you're able to actually take action. So it's not enough to just have the facial recognition. We always want to be able to take that one step further. Exactly. Now that we have that data, it's okay. So what? What should we do? What kind of an action can we trigger? The door lock again is not the only thing that you could do. I could have it do the opposite. So let's say if it finds an unknown person triggered, then I want it to activate a siren. I want it to send me a notification. I want it to do something that will deter that. So in one instance where we're actually using this technology, we've partnered with a construction company down in LA.
Okay.
And what they have been doing before we came into the picture was tracking authorized and unauthorized workers from entering and leaving the particular construction site. And the way that they do that is through RFID tags on their helmet. So anytime a worker approaches the gate, the RFID scanner will scan their tag, and if they are authorized, then it will unlock this magnetic gate and let them through. Okay. If they're not, obviously it won't. But the problems that they've been having, there are two major problems that they've been having with this is, number one, tailgating. And so anytime that even if you have an approved person, someone can follow right behind and they'll still be let through. Okay. Exactly, and you won't be able to know. And number two...
What if it's not their helmet? Or either they left their helmet at home or somebody else has their helmet?
There you go. You got it. My job's done. So yeah, exactly right. Basically, without the visual verification, visual notification, you're not going to know if they actually own that RFID tags. And that's been a huge problem, and especially liability in the construction industry is a major thing. I mean, you could even think about other companies as well, all these access control systems, that this is a problem that you will need to be able to fix that. So how do we fix that solution? How did we go in and augment that solution? So again, the idea is to be able to integrate our technology without compromising how their existing system works. Right. So now how we do it is in the construction site, number one, there's no broadband Wi-Fi internet. Okay. So what we actually have to do is we integrate our cameras, and now they're connected to a 4G LTE hotspot. Oh, okay. Our technology is optimized to the point where you're able to do that without having to kill your mobile data. Yeah. Now, what happens is every time the RFID scanner scans, it will contact our cameras to run facial recognition. Okay. And so it will run facial recognition of that employee and match to see whether that person is in fact in the database for one, and it's matched to the RFID scan. And if it is a match, then it will automatically unlock the magnetic gate.
Okay.
If it doesn't match, then it will actually send an error report to the administrators to let them know that someone in fact
Wants to go in, and can you set it up so that they can, the construction company can say, okay, even if they're not recognized, let them in, or if they aren't recognized, okay, you can let them in, but you have to send me a report, or just don't let them in?
Yes. So you can have all of that is programmable.
Okay.
So all of that is depending on the type of situation. So in their instance, they don't want to disrupt the flow of workers entering and leaving. So what they just want to know is if it is authorized, then still unlock the gate. But if it's not, then we'll still let them through. But we will alert all the administrators that there is in fact an unauthorized
That's
person
what
on
they
the job
want.
site.
Okay.
Exactly, and then they can deal with that accordingly.
Okay.
But yes, you can program to say I don't want it. Anytime that there's an unauthorized person, I don't want it to let them through. And that's the power of the system, the flexibility to be able to really customize that to how they want to do that.